Hi, I'm Lance Henriksen. You're watching Brian Lomax's Movie Talk.
Hello and welcome to another Christmas movie review as part of my 31 Days of Christmas. I feel like a stuck record, just broken on that same sentence. But anyway, we're here again. Today I'm going to be reviewing Elf. But before I get into that, once again I am joined by a very special guest who's come on just to talk about their personal favourite Christmas film. That guest is David Gerlach. David, over to you.
Hello, fellow Brian Lomaxers, Brian Lomax viewers, the Lomaxies. I don't know, that's just a little nickname I think I'm going to give you guys, only if Brian's willing to let me have that. It's that time of year again. Christmas time, family, snow, cocoa, all that good stuff. And one movie in particular I love to watch during these times is Home Alone. Well, there's actually a lot of movies I love to watch during this time, but Home Alone is the one I'm going to talk about today. What is it about Home Alone that I love so much? Could it be the fact that I watched it as a child? There's nostalgia to it. It's just a fun, entertaining thrill ride of a kid in his house, alone, doing these crazy, wacky things, and having to pull off these crazy, wacky stunts to take down two bad guys, two burglars. While on paper, it may seem ridiculous that a kid is left home and it's up to him to defeat two burglars. But if you execute it right, it can turn out fun. And that's exactly what happened with Home Alone. John Hughes and Chris Columbus came together and managed to make one of the funnest, warmest, Christmas-filled home invasion movies. And what really brings that to life, besides the brilliance of John Hughes, is the brilliance of John Williams. It's almost something you can't explain, just the brilliance that's put into this movie by John Williams, by John Hughes, by Chris Columbus. Taking a ridiculous premise, but making it unique, iconic, and memorable. Home Alone is a Christmas classic. While it may have ruined Macaulay Culkin as a kid, it managed to make all these other kids around the world, including me back when I was a kid, it made us feel a sense of warm, fun, and that Christmas spirit. And that is why every year during Christmas, I love to watch Home Alone. And if you guys happen to like what I've said here, please go to my channel, subscribe to a man who is completely insane. And Brian, thank you so much, buddy, for letting me on your channel. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you for that, David. I can't believe how many people have said Home Alone seems to be their favourite Christmas movie. We've had a few guests on here now, quite a few have spoken about Home Alone. Who'd have thought it? Anyway, Elf is the film that I am reviewing today. This film is directed by Jon Favreau and it stars Will Ferrell in this role of this man, this human who, by chance, by accident, kind of ends up in Santa's sack when he's a baby, and so he grows up as an elf, believing he's an elf. When he finds out that he isn't, he goes looking for his father, his real father. Unfortunately, his human father, played by James Caan, seems to be a bit of a douchebag. He's kind of your corporate mogul type, a book publisher, and he's not a very good man. Or at least he's a man who's lost his way, let's say. He's not without some heart. But yeah, this film is basically Will Ferrell playing this really innocent character, this man-child. He's a man who just is filled with the joys of Christmas all the time because he's been raised as an elf. And I think that is the main attraction of this film. It's the thing that kind of draws you in. I think that what people are generally looking for in a Christmas movie is this innocence that is kind of captured by Will Ferrell in this role. I think we all get a bit down at times, we all get a bit pessimistic, and I think the optimism that this character embodies is something that I guess deep down we all are kind of inspired by, or all kind of want to find in our lives. Will Ferrell is great in the role. I don't like Will Ferrell's more out and out comedies, the kind of Talladega Nights, the Anchorman stuff. I tell you the truth, I've not got anything particularly against Anchorman. It does actually make me laugh in parts, but you know what I mean? His full-on Will Ferrell mode, it doesn't really entice me all that much. One of my favourite movies of all time is Stranger Than Fiction. I loved him in that, and I kind of equate this film more with along those kinds. It's where he's funny, but he's not over the top. So yeah, I do get quite a few laughs here. It's not explicit, that's the thing. It's not dirty humour. It's not lowest common denominator. There's some clever gags in here, I think. Zooey Deschanel is along for the ride as, well, Zooey Deschanel. She tends to be the same in anything that she's in, really. But you either like her or you don't. Thankfully, I like her, and I like her voice. For anyone who doesn't know, she's a singer in real life. Don't know how you couldn't know that. She sings in every film she's in. But yeah, she's been part of a two-piece band called She and Him for a while now. I've got one of their albums and it's really good. But yeah, she brings that here. Of course, you get her in the role, you're going to get her to sing. But yeah, she's charming as always in this role. The costumes and some of the special effects and the sets in this, they are all kind of cheap looking. But it works for some reason. It kind of gives off this like pantomime style Christmas panto effect, but it works. You know, you don't look at it and think, oh, they've really cut down on the budget there. I mean, you do think that, but not in a bad way. It just, yeah, it works for the flavour that the film is trying to give, I guess. If you don't want a lot of tension, don't want a lot of drama, then I think this film is right for you. There's a small bit of tension, family drama that goes on, obviously. This guy, this Will Ferrell character, kind of coming into this family and wanting to make it his own, even though it is his own, but you know what I mean. It doesn't really stretch the drama out too much. It doesn't get too tense. So I think it's just a nice kind of child-friendly, breezy Christmas movie is how I'd best describe it. So all in all, this is a pretty decent Christmas film that kind of really speaks about the innocence of Christmas and the wholesomeness that Christmas should embody. Yeah, I really like it. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. But what about you? Have you seen Elf? Do you like it? If so, please comment below, let me know, and until tomorrow, thanks for watching.